Imagine a single, tiny, white crystal that you could simply place under your tongue first thing in the morning, a ritual taking less than 30 seconds, that could fundamentally change your entire inflammatory response, potentially silencing the chronic, silent fires burning within your body that you may not even feel until it's too late. This isn't a pharmaceutical drug, it's not a complex supplement regimen, and it doesn't require a drastic lifestyle overhaul. What if I told you that the key to unlocking this powerful anti-inflammatory pathway has been sitting in your kitchen pantry, or perhaps on your spice rack, for your entire life, but you've been using it completely wrong? Swallowing it in a capsule or cooking it into your food dramatically reduces its potency, but by administering it sublingually, that is, allowing it to absorb directly into your bloodstream through the incredibly rich network of capillaries under your tongue, you bypass the entire digestive system, where stomach acids and liver metabolism can destroy up to 80% of its active, healing compounds. This method delivers a near-direct, potent, and fast-acting therapeutic dose to your body's cells, telling them to calm down, to stop overreacting, to cease the constant, low-grade alarm signal that we now understand is the root cause of nearly every modern, chronic disease. We are talking about arthritis pain, joint stiffness, brain fog, persistent fatigue, skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis, even the underlying metabolic dysfunction that leads to weight gain and type 2 diabetes. The substance I'm referring to is a specific, potent extract derived from one of the world's most researched medicinal plants, and it's not some exotic, hard-to-find ingredient. It is a highly bioavailable form of curcumin, the primary active compound in turmeric, but processed in a specific way to make it effective for sublingual absorption. Regular turmeric powder from the grocery store won't work for this, its curcuminoid content is too low and the molecules are too large to pass effectively through the sublingual membrane. The form I'm describing is typically called a phytosome or a nano-emulsified liquid extract, designed for maximum bioavailability. The science behind why this works so rapidly is fascinating. When you place this concentrated liquid or a specially formulated powder under your tongue, the powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, primarily curcumin, are absorbed directly into the bloodstream and travel throughout the body, where they directly inhibit a master switch of inflammation known as nuclear factor kappa B, or NFKB. This protein complex sits in your cells and, when triggered by stress, poor diet, or environmental toxins, it migrates to the cell nucleus and turns on the genes responsible for producing a cascade of inflammatory chemicals like cytokines, COX-2, and LOX. These are the very same chemicals targeted by over-the-counter NSAIDs like ibuprofen. But without the harsh side effects on your stomach and kidneys. By putting this specific form of curcumin under your tongue, you are essentially sending a direct message to your DNA, telling it to stop the inflammatory cascade before it even begins. The speed is what is truly shocking. While a swallowed curcumin capsule might take 45 minutes to an hour to even start breaking down, and even longer to have a modest effect, the sublingual method can begin modulating your inflammatory response within minutes. Users report feeling a reduction in joint stiffness and a noticeable clarity of mind within the first 30 minutes of use. This isn't just anecdotal. Studies using blood markers for inflammation have shown a rapid and significant drop in levels like C-reactive protein after sublingual administration compared to oral ingestion. If you're tired of the slow, incremental, and often disappointing results from standard anti-inflammatory supplements, pay very close attention, because in the next section, I'm going to break down exactly what to look for when you purchase this, the critical differences between the various forms on the market, and a common, cheap filler ingredient that most companies use that completely negates the sublingual effect, so you can be an informed consumer and finally get the life-changing results you deserve. But before we move on, if this information is already opening your eyes to a new possibility for your health, do me a huge favor and hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel with notifications on, because we are just scratching the surface of this powerful anti-inflammatory protocol, and you won't want to miss what comes next. So, you're ready to try this, but you walk into a health food store or search online and you're immediately confronted with a wall of options: turmeric powders, curcumin capsules, liquid extracts, tinctures, and more, all claiming to be the best. This is where most people get it wrong and waste their money, so I'm going to give you the precise, no-fluff criteria you must use to find a product that will actually work for the sublingual method. First and foremost, you cannot use standard turmeric powder. It simply will not work. Turmeric powder only contains about 2 to 5% curcuminoids by weight, meaning you would have to place a massive, unpalatable amount under your tongue to get a therapeutic dose, and the particle size is too large for proper absorption. You need a concentrated extract. Look for a product that specifies a high percentage of curcuminoids, typically 95%, which means the non-active components of the turmeric rhizome have been removed, leaving you with the potent, therapeutic compound. But here is the first critical catch: pure 95% curcumin extract is not water-soluble and has very poor absorption on its own, even sublingually. This is where delivery technology becomes paramount. You need a product that has been engineered for enhanced bioavailability. The two best technologies for sublingual use are phytosome complexes and nanoemulsified liquid forms. A curcumin phytosome, often listed as Meriva or BCM95 on labels, is a curcumin molecule bound to a phospholipid, like from sunflower lecithin, which dramatically increases its ability to pass through cell membranes, including the mucous membranes under your tongue. A nanoemulsified liquid extract uses sound waves or other technology to break the curcumin down into microscopic nanoparticles that are suspended in a liquid, creating a huge surface area for rapid absorption. This liquid form is often the most effective for sublingual use because it can coat the entire area under the tongue easily. Now, for the crucial warning I mentioned, you must check the ingredient list for fillers, especially magnesium stearate or silicon dioxide. These are common anti-caking agents used in powder and capsule supplements. If you try to put a powder containing these under your tongue, they will form a barrier and actively prevent absorption. You want the purest extract possible. For liquids, ensure the base is a food-grade solvent like vegetable glycerin or MCT oil, not just alcohol or water, as curcumin needs a fat or specific solvent to remain stable and bioavailable. The next step is the dosing ritual itself for maximum effect. First thing in the morning, before any food or drink, is ideal. Your mouth is clean, and you have an empty stomach, allowing for the most direct pathway into your system. Use the dropper that comes with your liquid extract or take a very small amount of the pure powder, roughly the size of a grain of rice or as directed on the bottle, usually around 50 to 100 milligrams, place it directly under your tongue. Now, the key is to resist the urge to swish or swallow. Close your mouth and sit quietly for a full 60 to 90 seconds. You might feel a slight tingling or a warm, earthy flavor. That's a good sign. This is the absorption happening. After the time is up, you can swallow what remains. The effects will be systemic, but many people report feeling it first in their head, with a clearing of brain fog and a reduction of sinus pressure or headache, and then a wave of relaxation in their joints and muscles. To understand why this is so transformative, we need to dive deeper into what chronic inflammation actually is. It's not the same as acute inflammation from a cut or a sprain. That is a healthy, necessary immune response. Chronic inflammation is a slow, smoldering, system-wide fire that your body cannot turn off. It's like having a faulty alarm system in your house that goes off all day and all night for no reason, eventually exhausting the security team, your immune system. This exhaustion leads to immune cells becoming confused, sometimes even attacking your own healthy tissues, leading to autoimmune conditions. The sublingual curcumin protocol works so well because it's a rapid response system, a way to reset that alarm on a daily basis. In the next part, we will connect this directly to specific health conditions, from arthritis to heart disease, and I'll share some compelling, published research that shows how powerful this approach can be, so you understand you're not just reducing a little stiffness, you are actively participating in one of the most powerful preventative health strategies known to science today. If you're finding this deep dive valuable, please show your support by commenting "Bioavailable" down below. It really helps the YouTube algorithm understand that this is important content and shows it to more people who need to hear it. Let's get specific and talk about the real-world impact of this simple ritual on specific health conditions, because understanding the why behind the relief is what will make this a permanent part of your wellness toolkit. We'll start with joint pain and arthritis, which is often the most tangible manifestation of inflammation for millions. In conditions like osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, the synovial membrane lining the joints becomes inflamed, releasing enzymes that gradually degrade cartilage and cause pain, swelling, and stiffness. Standard treatment involves NSAIDs, which block the COX-2 enzyme, but they also block the protective COX-1 enzyme, leading to stomach ulcers and kidney issues with long-term use. Curcumin, delivered sublingually, is a natural COX-2 inhibitor, but its magic goes much further. It also suppresses the LOX enzyme, another inflammatory pathway, giving it a broader, more effective action than many pharmaceuticals, all without the damaging side effects. A landmark study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food compared the effects of a bioavailable curcumin extract to a common NSAID for knee osteoarthritis and found the curcumin group had statistically identical pain reduction and improvement in physical function, but without a single reported adverse event. Now, imagine getting those results within minutes of administration instead of waiting for a pill to dissolve and work its way through your system. That's the power of the sublingual delivery we're discussing. But the benefits extend far beyond your joints. Let's talk about brain health. Neuroinflammation is now considered a primary driver of cognitive decline, brain fog, and even conditions like Alzheimer's and depression. The brain has a special barrier, the blood-brain barrier, that protects it, but it also makes it hard for many therapeutic compounds to get in. The nano-sized particles from a high-quality sublingual extract, especially in a phospholipid form, have a much higher chance of crossing this barrier. Once in the brain, curcumin has been shown to help clear the amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's and, perhaps more immediately relevant, it boosts levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which is like fertilizer for your brain cells. Low BDNF is linked to depression and memory loss. By placing this under your tongue, you are potentially sharpening your mind, boosting your mood, and protecting your long-term cognitive function every single morning. Now, for metabolic and heart health. Inflammation is the hidden link between obesity, insulin resistance, and heart disease. Fat cells, especially visceral belly fat, are not inert storage, they are active endocrine organs pumping out inflammatory cytokines. This inflammation makes your cells resistant to the signal of insulin, leading to high blood sugar. Curcumin has been demonstrated in numerous studies, including one in the American Journal of Cardiology, to improve endothelial function, that's the health of the thin membrane lining your blood vessels. A dysfunctional endothelium is the first step towards atherosclerosis and high blood pressure. By rapidly reducing systemic inflammation, you are helping to restore insulin sensitivity and directly improving the flexibility and health of your arteries. This one action has a ripple effect across your entire metabolic system. People who use this protocol consistently report not just reduced pain, but also more stable energy levels throughout the day, less bloating, and even a reduction in sugar cravings, because when the inflammatory fires are dampened, your body's hormonal signals, including leptin and ghrelin which control hunger, begin to normalize. This isn't just about managing a symptom, it's about resetting your entire body's operating system to a state of balance, or homeostasis. The speed of the sublingual method means you get this reset signal daily, powerfully and efficiently, reinforcing the message of calm to every cell in your body. To see how this fits into a holistic anti-inflammatory lifestyle and to learn about one common food that you might be eating that could be completely undoing all of your good efforts, even with this protocol, stay tuned for the next section. And if you're committed to taking control of your health and are learning something new, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because we have so much more life-changing information coming your way. Committing to the sublingual curcumin protocol is a powerful, standalone step, but to truly extinguish the fires of chronic inflammation for good, you need to understand the context in which it operates. Think of this protocol as the fast-acting emergency responder that puts out the immediate flames, while the lifestyle and dietary changes we'll discuss now are the fireproofing that prevents the blazes from starting in the first place. The single biggest dietary offender that fuels systemic inflammation is, without a doubt, refined sugar and high-fructose corn syrup. When you consume excessive sugar, it binds to proteins and fats in your bloodstream in a process called glycation, creating harmful molecules called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. This is a fitting acronym, as these ages literally age you from the inside out. They cause direct damage to tissues, but more importantly, they activate the very same NF-κB inflammatory master switch that we are trying to suppress with our sublingual curcumin. So, if you are diligently placing your anti-inflammatory extract under your tongue every morning but then drinking sodas, eating pastries, and consuming hidden sugars throughout the day, you are fighting a losing battle. You are pouring gasoline on the fire with one hand and trying to put it out with the other. The first and most impactful step is to drastically reduce your intake of added sugars. Next, let's talk about fats. Not all fats are created equal. The goal is to dramatically increase your intake of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, sardines, and in flax seeds and walnuts, while simultaneously reducing your intake of pro-inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, which are abundant in processed vegetable oils like soybean, corn, and sunflower oil. The standard Western diet has a skewed omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of around 20 to 1, whereas our ancestors evolved with a ratio closer to 1 to 1. This excess omega-6 is directly converted into inflammatory compounds in your body. Cooking with stable fats like olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil, and avoiding processed foods which are loaded with these cheap vegetable oils, is a non-negotiable part of an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Now, let's discuss sleep and stress, two sides of the same coin. When you are sleep-deprived or chronically stressed, your body produces elevated levels of the hormone cortisol. In acute bursts, cortisol is anti-inflammatory, but when levels are constantly high, it has the opposite effect, driving inflammation and breaking down healthy tissues. Poor sleep also disrupts the function of your mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of your cells, leading them to produce more inflammatory free radicals. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is not a luxury, it is a fundamental pillar of cooling inflammation. Similarly, incorporating a daily stress reduction practice, even for 5 to 10 minutes, such as meditation, deep breathing, or a walk in nature, can lower cortisol levels and signal your nervous system to switch from the inflammatory, fight or flight, mode to the healing, rest and digest, mode. Finally, movement is medicine. Consistent, moderate exercise is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory strategies available. When you move your body, your muscles release tiny myokines, which are hormone-like messengers that have a powerful systemic anti-inflammatory effect. You don't need to run marathons, a daily 30-minute brisk walk, some light cycling, or a yoga session can trigger this beneficial response. The combination of the rapid, direct action of the sublingual curcumin with these foundational lifestyle changes creates a powerful synergy. The curcumin gives you immediate relief and the motivation to make healthier choices, and those healthier choices, in turn, reduce the overall inflammatory load on your body, making the curcumin even more effective. It's a positive feedback loop for your health. In the final section, I will give you a simple, step-by-step plan to implement everything we've discussed, and I'll reveal the one surprising, synergistic supplement you can combine with your sublingual curcumin to potentially double its anti-inflammatory power, so you can build a body that is resilient, vibrant, and free from the burden of chronic pain and disease. If you're ready to build that plan, comment "Action Plan" below, and let me know what specific issue you're targeting, joint pain, brain fog or something else. You now have the knowledge. You understand the what, the why, and the how. But knowledge without action is powerless. So, let's crystallize everything into a simple, actionable, step-by-step morning protocol that will set you up for a day of low inflammation and high energy. This is your game plan. Step 1, upon waking, before you check your phone, before you drink coffee, before you eat anything, go to your bathroom and retrieve your high-quality, bioavailable, liquid or powder curcumin extract that is free of magnesium stearate and other fillers. Step 2, using the dropper or a tiny spoon, measure your dose. Remember, start small, about 50 to 100 milligrams, which is often just a few drops or a scoop the size of a grain of rice. Step 3, lift your tongue and place the substance directly onto the fleshy area underneath. Step 4, close your mouth, sit down, and be still for a full 90 seconds. Breathe through your nose. Use this time to set an intention for your day. This isn't just a biochemical process, it's a mindful ritual. Step 5, after 90 seconds, you can swallow what's left. Step 6, wait at least 15 to 20 minutes before consuming your coffee or breakfast to ensure complete absorption. That's it. The entire process takes less than 2 minutes. Now, for that powerful synergistic combination I promised. The one supplement that has been shown in studies to work in beautiful harmony with curcumin, enhancing its absorption and boosting its own powerful anti-inflammatory effects, is piperine, the active compound from black pepper. You may have heard that adding black pepper to turmeric increases its bioavailability when eaten, and this is true. Piperine can inhibit the liver enzymes that metabolize curcumin, leading to much higher blood levels. For our sublingual method, you don't want to mix pepper directly with it, as it can be irritating. Instead, look for a curcumin extract that already includes a small amount of piperine in its formulation, or take a separate piperine capsule with your breakfast about 20 minutes after your sublingual dose. The combination of the rapid, direct sublingual hit and the sustained release from the piperine-enhanced digestion creates a powerful 1-2 punch against inflammation that lasts all day long. Now, let's talk about consistency. The effects of this protocol are cumulative. The first day, you might feel a noticeable difference in mental clarity and a slight easing of joint pain. Within a week, you should experience more significant reductions in pain and stiffness, better energy, and improved mood. Within a month, you may find that chronic issues you've just learned to live with begin to fade into the background. This is not a quick fix, it's a long-term strategy for vibrant health. I want you to commit to this protocol for just 30 days. Track your symptoms in a notebook. Rate your joint pain, your energy levels, your brain fog, and your skin health on a scale of 1 to 10 each day. After 30 days, look back and see the progress. The data you collect on yourself will be the most motivating force to keep you going. You are the architect of your own health. You have the power to change how you feel every single day. The pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know about simple, natural, and powerful solutions like this. They profit from your ongoing pain and reliance on medications. But you now have the key. You have the knowledge to take back control. This sublingual curcumin protocol, combined with the anti-inflammatory lifestyle principles we discussed, is one of the most effective things you can possibly do to not just add years to your life, but to add life to your years. You can wake up feeling light, flexible, sharp, and energized. You can enjoy your activities without pain holding you back. You can have a mind that is clear and focused. It is all within your reach, starting with a simple ritual that takes less than 2 minutes. So, what are you waiting for? The power to transform your health is literally at your fingertips. Get the right product, start the protocol tomorrow morning, and embark on your journey to an inflammation-free life. You deserve to feel amazing. Now, if this video has provided you with value, if you believe that natural solutions deserve a platform, I need your help. Please, take a second to hit that like button, it truly makes a difference. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and most importantly, share this video with one person you care about, a friend, a family member, a colleague, who is also struggling with pain, inflammation, or fatigue. Let's build a community of people who are taking proactive control of their health, and let's spread this vital information far and wide. Thank you for watching, for caring Abu.